The question becomes, how confident are you in Deshaun Watson and that he will be back and the Browns will be back in the playoffs in 2024? I know cleveland.com, Plain Dealer, did a poll. You kind of reference it, so let's take a look at it. Take us through this and kind of what it says to you.
Yeah, when I see that, I'm not overly surprised by the results. Most people say they don't have a lot of confidence in Deshaun Watson. Part of it is that, we just haven't seen it. I mean, he's played in 11 full games over the course of 2 seasons. If you want to count the Colts game this year where he played in the first quarter, we're looking at 12 games. So that's 12 out of 34. That's barely a third of the games. So when you talk about players, the number one ability is availability. And Watson, for, different reasons, obviously he had the suspension a year ago. And then this season, the two separate injuries to the shoulder, including the glenoid fracture that ended his season, just hasn't been available. But what I think should give fans some encouragement is that he went out playing some of his best football. I mean, the second half in Baltimore when he was perfect, led them in that comeback win. That was impressive. He also played well against Tennessee and Arizona. Even though those are teams that did not make the playoffs, those were not good teams, still NFL teams with NFL defenses. And Watson still played well. And I think showed signs of, maybe kind of looking like a different quarterback, looking like a guy who's not trying to necessarily play hero ball, not trying to always go for big plays every single time, but just moving the offense. And I think that's something he can build on going forward. But the number one thing he's got to figure out in the offseason, he and Kevin Stefanski and the rest of the offensive staff, whenever it comes together, they got to figure out how to protect him better. How can he make it through, 16 or 17 games? How can he at least make it through a stretch where he can start 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 games in a row so he can have that consistency and build that, which he just hasn't had since 2020.